So today I had a really stupid idea. So basically it's a vampire sword. Also, if you enjoyed the video, then please consider subscribing since it helps me out a lot and I make content like this all the time. But anyways, let's continue with the video. So here I've got this vampire sword and it's actually just a netherite sword with a custom texture that I made in like 5 minutes, but it looks so good. And the way you're going to get it is that you're gonna throw one wooden sword, which is supposed to be like a wooden stake kind of thing, but like it's a sword, because yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. Then 3 redstone dust, that's kind of like blood. Inside of a lingering potion of weakness cloud, because to be honest, I just want like a way of like kind of forcing the player to be kind of endgame before you get this, because I'm gonna make it be pretty overpowered. So yeah, now it's the thing, cool. Anyway, then get the thing, cool. Now the actual sword itself is going to have 2 different abilities, a passive one and an active one. So the passive ability is going to be lifesteal. So just whenever you kill an enemy, then you get a little bit of health back. Now the active ability is going to be a little bit different. So basically, whenever you take the sword into your offhand, then it's immediately going to go back again. And then there's gonna come this like giant like bat vampire explosion thingamajig, I don't know. And then you're also going to get a strength and speed buff for the next minute. Now if this ability sounds a little bit too overpowered to you, then I fully agree. So to balance it out, then I'm gonna make it so that whenever you use the ability, then you permanently lose one of your hearts. And the only way of getting your hearts back again is by dying. So probably don't overuse it. But first, let's start with the crafting. So then I'll head over here to my amethyst sword and copy this command block. And then I can just modify it to have the correct items in it. And also add in if entity area effect cloud with the MBT. And then here, I can throw this and then do that. And then here, I can see that it's got potion and then weakness. Alright, so now this is finally working. And like, this took a little bit longer than I'd like to admit. But now, if I just throw a weakness potion, a wooden sword, and then 3 redstone dust there, then now it crafts the vampire sword. But at least now it's working. So now onto the particles and sound effects of this, which I have quite a lot of ideas for. So montage time, I guess. Alright, so now all of the particles and sound effects are in, and yeah, like I added quite a lot, as always. So now if I just throw this there, and then throw a wooden sword, then yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. So yeah, like, it's not as kind of grand as I'd want it to be. Like, it is kind of just like a small little puff, I think, but still, like, it's alright. So yeah, now with finally the crafting in, then I can begin on the first ability, which is going to be the passive one. So first I'm going to add in the scoreboard vampire sword kills. That's going to be custom Minecraft mob kills. Now if I kill this husk with the vampire sword, then that goes up by 1, but as soon as I'm not holding it, then it doesn't reset. Why not? Oh wait, it's just because I wrote kill instead of kills. So now, yeah, now that's reset, and if I now kill it with another item, then that doesn't go up. Okay, great. So then I'm gonna move on to the healing system, and I'm wondering if I can heal by doing /damage at A, or I guess just at P if it needs to be 1 target, and then -1. No, okay. I mean, how much health does instant health actually regenerate? Okay, so 2 hearts. That is still a little bit too much, I think. Alright, so now I think I've found a way of controlling how much I heal. And it's by using arrows, because this command summons in an arrow that deals 0.1 damage, but has the effect of instant health. Alright, so after a little bit of messing around, then I found out that if I make the damage of the arrow be 10, then it actually just heals me 1 heart. So now, if I just summon in this husk, then I heal 1 heart. I think that's then the passive ability finished. So then on to the active ability, which is of course going to be the Vampire Blast, which I have no idea how I'm gonna do. So to start off, I'll head over here to my Harry Potter wand creation and copy this command block. And then now if I take the sword into my offhand, then I say hi, and then when I take it back, then I stop saying hi. So now what I can do is just put in a system that first just makes it that the sword goes back into my main hand again, and then I think I can start on the actual explosion. Now, I've done the offhand to main hand slot more times than I can count, so this shouldn't really take more than 5 minutes. It actually works arguably better than the armor stand, so if I have no items in my offhand, then yeah, this works just pretty well. And if I do have an item in my offhand, then like you don't even see it go away, like it is instant. Now with the actual activation system in, then I can start working on the actual explosion. So first I'll just create this damage command, which damages with 30 damage, so this should be enough to kill pretty much every like junk mob, pretty much like horde mob, but will still not like one-shot bosses and stuff. Then now if I just press F, then he dies. And then if I summon in a horde of them, then they all die. And then now I'll also just add in these two effect commands, which just gives me strength 1 for a minute and then speed 2 for a minute. So now if I just do this, then yeah, I get those effects. So yeah, now I guess it's just on to all of the different particles and sound effects, and like, yeah, there's gonna be a lot. Alright, so now all of the particles and sound effects are in, so now when I activate it, then it looks and sounds like this. So now let's move on to the heart system. So first I'm going to add in the scoreboard Vampire Sword Health, that's going to be a dummy, and then I'm going to just add in the scoreboard command to the chain that happens when I trigger the active effect. So now, now that I've activated, now if I just show that scoreboard, then that's 1, yeah. So now I can trigger whenever I activate the ability, and then I can just, if that's 1, then put you to 9 hearts, and then when it's 2, then 8 hearts, and so on and so on. And that might work actually. Now I've just put in these command blocks, and then this last one here. Is actually the one for when it's 10, so then when you should die, because then you lose your last heart, then your health is actually set to full again, and then you're killed, and then the vampire health scoreboard is reset again. So now first I'm gonna create a backup, unless that like resetting command doesn't work, and then now the scoreboard is already at 3, so I've lost 3 hearts, but now I lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then also like it does show that it's just an empty heart for like a second and then it disappears again. That's just because of like the damage tick, but now if I lose my last heart, then I die, and then I respawn with full health. Yeah, I'm used to every single minute little detail taking like half an hour to do, but yeah, now all of this just kind of works. So yeah, now I think I'm going to move on to just like some small details. Alright, so now I've just changed all of the sword stats and also fixed some bugs. So now the new stats is that the attack damage is 6.5, which is a mixture between iron and diamond. And then the attack speed is minus 2.5, but that is just normal attack speed, like around about the same as the netherite sword. I don't know why it has to be minus 2.5, but that's what works, so I guess I'll just keep it like that. But I also noticed a bug that I don't want to, but I noticed a bug that I'm not sure why hasn't happened before, right? Because with the lifesteal ability, I should heal 1 heart, right? But if I now kill this guy, I lose 3 hearts for some reason. And I'm not really sure why. Or actually, no, I think I'm sure why. Because here, the damage that the arrow deals is 10, so that's 5 hearts, and then it gives me instant health 1, which heals me 2 hearts. So that should then be 3 hearts that I lose. But when I tested it out, and when I made it and stuff, I gained 2 hearts, or I gained 1 heart, I mean, and I'm not really sure why. That should just be like a small detail, I should just be able to tweak the damage, but then I also realized that if I just did that, then you would still gain more health dependent on how much armor you have on, which isn't really what I want. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that everything is broken. Alright, so I've found one potential way of solving the healing problem, and that is by using regeneration, which, you know, it's much easier than like summoning in the arrow and all of that. There is still one problem though, or actually 2 problems. The first problem is that if you kill multiple like mobs at the same time, then you'll only get 1 stack of regeneration. Since, like, for example, with the arrow, then it will just spawn in an arrow for every mob you killed, but here, it will just try and give you the same regeneration effect multiple times, which wouldn't really work. But, like, I feel like that's okay. But then the second issue is that right now I've set the amplifier to be 3, so that's then regeneration 4 for 1 second. So now I am down 3.5 hearts, and then now I heal 1.5 hearts. not just 1 heart. But if I set this to be 2, so that is then the smallest amount that I can decrease it by, and then I kill it, then now I only heal half a heart! You know what, let's make it be 1.5 hearts, since also the problem where if you kill multiple enemies, just that then, like, you'll still gain, like, a reasonable amount of health. But I guess this is then actually gonna be everything for this video, and, like, this actually went really well. Like, there aren't that many bugs as far as I've noticed, and, like, yeah, it just works really smoothly. But yeah, so I guess this is then gonna be everything for this video, so bye!